What's up, YouTube? It's Joel. We've got your fourth stimulus check update with so many more updates right now. Wow, Biden says we have a deal on infrastructure with the bipartisan group. We're going to go over all the details of what happened and what we know, and then what's going to happen with this new bill in place. But we do have Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate, who has a different idea on what's going to be put forth, which is good for those looking for a fourth stimulus check, because there's a lot of stimulus coming in the next couple of weeks. This guy is no doubt making some huge, big moves. And then we also have Janet Yellen, who is pushing for an extension on paying the national debt, or else, she said, is not going to be good. And then we've got Democrats who are pushing for an extension on the student loan pause so that more students can have more time to be able to take care of themselves and not have to pay back their student loans just yet. This is your stimulus and economic news update, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you so much. We are so close to 50,000 subscribers on this channel. We're so close. So once we hit that 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away $500 on this channel. And in order to qualify for the $500, all you have to do is three simple things. Number one, like this video. Number two, subscribe to the channel. And number three, comment down below on this video. We're so excited about what's going on with this True Life Investing channel and what it's been able to do as far as give people information, and just so happy that you could join us on this amazing journey. But please, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp, it is fake, it is spam, please don't do it. So big news, this is good for everyone looking for more stimulus. President Joe Biden said he has agreed to a deal on an infrastructure with a bipartisan group of senators after the White House officials and the senators had a massive breakthrough in their infrastructure negotiations. Both Republicans and Democratic senators said that there was an agreement reached with White House officials and 10 senators on a bipartisan infrastructure deal. And Biden said he has signed off on the agreement. And a lot of people are asking Biden, well, what's really going on in layman's terms? And he said, to answer your direct question, we have a deal. People are still wondering if the agreement will have enough support from the GOP senators or progressive lawmakers to actually end up as a law and be brought forth. The agreement is a huge development, though, because this could pave the way for a passage of a huge chunk of Biden's domestic agenda. Because they're trying to be smart with getting things done, if they can get certain things done through bipartisan, that leaves them more room to do more through budget reconciliation. So Biden said, we all agree that none of us got all we wanted. I clearly didn't get all I wanted. They gave more than I think maybe what they were planning to give in the first place. But this reminds me of the days when we used to get an awful lot done up in the United States Congress. He said bipartisan deals mean compromise. But there is another huge part to consider, because Biden said Republicans and the bipartisan group of senators did not support the issues outlined in his American Families Plan, which calls for an additional $1.8 trillion in federal spending on education, childcare, free public four-year college, Medicare reform, Social Security reform, and a lot more. The Families Plan is the second part of President Biden's proposal to revitalize the nation and bring some big changes to some key important parts of the U.S. Some of the biggest changes that are coming in his American Families Plan is the expansion to Medicare and lowering the eligibility age from 65 to 60, and to include care for dental, vision, and hearing. And when it comes to Social Security, I am so happy to actually see this come through. This is going to be some of the biggest changes to hit the program since it's been created, giving everybody an automatic $200 increase to all Social Security recipients and raising everyone to 125% of the federal poverty line, which would mean they would receive $1,341 per month, as well as making a ton of changes to the extremely outdated laws that have been governing that Social Security program for way too long without even being looked at or updated. The Families Plan would also bring an additional 4 years to the increased monthly child tax credit, which families are about to start receiving their first monthly check July 15th. So these changes aren't small. They are life-changing and will be life-changing for so many Americans, especially for our seniors. Biden said we will see what happens in the reconciliation bill, the budget process, and if we can get some compromise there, and if we can't, see if I can attract all the Democrats to a position that is there, but we're going to move on a dual track. Meaning that, yeah, they're going to go through a bipartisan, they're going to try to go bipartisan, get as much in there, but they're still going to do the budget reconciliation. That's not going away. We've got Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who said that the Senate will concurrently take up the bipartisan deal and a large, emphasis on the word large, budget reconciliation bill, which would only require 50 votes to move forward to address Mr. Biden's other infrastructure priorities. I look forward to holding the first votes when we return for the July work period, is what Schumer said. And this meaning that we're going to see a budget reconciliation bill as well as the infrastructure bill. We even had House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who insisted that the House will not take up the bipartisan bill until the Senate passes both that measure and the larger reconciliation bill. We will not take up a bill in the House until the Senate passes the bipartisan bill and a reconciliation bill, is what she said. So again, with the reconciliation bill, this is where we would see the rest of the infrastructure and American Families bill come into play. Because if the Republicans don't already support the American Families bill, and the bipartisan doesn't already support the American Families bill, then it's got to come through the reconciliation process. But this is where we see the forced stimulus check come into play. There have been top Democratic leaders. We've got over 100 lawmakers that are ready to push forth a forced stimulus check into the pockets of Americans. Because of the reconciliation, they can actually deliver more direct payments to Americans, just like they did earlier this year when they passed the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. It's literally going the same way. And we're at a place to see something come through in July. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, both leaders of the legislations of the House and the Senate, are both on board for these stimulus bills to come through in July. And on top of that, you've got Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who she urged Congress to extend a July 31st deadline to pay down a portion of the federal government's $28 trillion in debt to investors and foreign governments. Because she said without the extension, Janet Yellen warned of an absolutely catastrophic default that would imperil the nation's economic recovery from the pandemic. Adding to this, she is coming forth and saying, we got to spend some money, we got to raise the debt ceiling because we're still in recovery mode. She also said, I think defaulting on the national debt should be regarded as unthinkable. She told the Senate Appropriations Committee, calling it utterly unprecedented in American history for the U.S. government to default on its legal obligations. She also said it would threaten the jobs and savings of Americans at a time where we're recovering from the COVID pandemic. And she said Congress last suspended the borrowing limit in July 2019 for 2 years under President Trump. So in turn, we've got the leaders of the House and the Senate. We've got President Biden, who was on board to get reconciliation. We've got so many lawmakers that are on board to get a forced stimulus check. This is huge. And so a lot of things are about to happen. More stimulus is coming, no doubt. You can take a bet on it and you will win. But let me know your thoughts and where you stand on the spending, us going, and then the Democrats going it alone without the Republicans on the budget reconciliation. But also, what do you think about the bipartisan deal that they just agreed on? And do you think that they'll be able to get enough progressive Democrats and enough GOP to actually support it to get it passed? Let me know down in the comments. But remember, true life investing. Let's start investing in building our wealth in our own financial freedom. Because the government may be in debt, but that doesn't mean that you have to be in debt. And I know it takes time and consistency, but if you just take $5, $20 a week and you start investing that, you can build you some financial wealth big time and get your money to work and grow for you. And why not start off with some free stocks? I've got 2 links down in the description. One is to the Webull platform and the other one is to the Robinhood platform. With these links, you get 2 free stocks a piece. With Webull, it's worth $1,850, and with Robinhood, you can get stocks worth up to $500. And this is free money for you to start building your wealth, getting into investing. Those links are down in the description. I personally invest into the S&P 500. I had somebody who commented and said, Joel, I want to invest into the S&P 500. So first thing you got to do, sign up with one of these platforms. When you get in there, all you have to type in is S&P 500, and then the first one that pops up, you click on that and you just start putting money into that every single week. And it's had an amazing return over the past decade and more. I've made quite a bit of money off that, and I would love for you to do the same and reach financial freedom. If you have any other questions, put them down in the comments section and I'll answer them there. But don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you and learn how to build some wealth. This is Joel, True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.